Hey, what's up everybody? Hammer Heart Metal Reviews here once again. Today we're doing part 3 in my 5-part series where I'm counting down my top 50 albums of 2022. You can go check out the previous 2 editions I did where I've counted down from number 50 to 31, and today we're going to be doing number 30 to 21. So I'm not going to get into too much of a whole spiel here. You know the deal by this point. Let's just get right into this. So, kicking off today's list in at number 30, I'm going with Incandescence and the album Le Coeur de l'Homme. This was released April 15th. So this is some black metal from Montreal. The main guy in the band, that's the drummer, guitarist, bassist, is actually the drummer from Beyond Creation. So he's kind of bringing in the tech death background to the black metal. He does have a separate vocalist. It's not a one-man band. But nonetheless, he brings in that technicality from the technical death metal perspective, and you don't often see that in black metal. Like the drum fills here and just the riff stylings, it's really got a technicality to it that elevates this material to another level. Like the riffs on these songs are just amazing, and this is just a really well done album from start to finish. I absolutely love it. Like this could easily be even higher than 30th, to be honest. But yeah, if you have not checked this album out, definitely do yourself a favor and go listen to it. You will not be disappointed. Up next at number 29, I'm going with Summerlands and their album Dreamkiller. This was released September 16th. This is some traditional heavy metal from the USA, features members from Eternal Champion. This is just chocked full of catchy metal anthems. Think like 80s Aussie, but then mixed with like arena rock. Definitely some old school Judas Priest influences in parts as well. I was a huge fan of this band's first album, which was like pure 80s Aussie worship. This album goes a few different directions. It's still got that root in those influences, but they kind of expand on that sound a little bit as well. They've brought in a new vocalist. The vocals are well done. There might be a little bit too much reverb in spots. That might be one of the negatives that some people may not like it. But overall, I mean, these songs are catchy as hell. They are going to stick in your head. And overall, like, I love this kind of stuff. Just anthems that you can headbang to, sing along to, pump your fist. Really awesome traditional heavy metal. If I had to pick my favorite songs, the title track Dreamkiller is great. Force of a Storm is a faster thrasher. All in all, really solid album in at number 29. Up next at number 28, I'm going with Vermilia and her album Ruska. This was released September 9th. So this is a one-woman band from Finland, plays a unique blend of like atmospheric pagan folk music mixed with atmospheric black metal, kind of all jammed together. Her vocals are so soothing, like the clean vocals. She does some harsh vocals as well. I know some comparisons will probably be to a band like Mirkur, but I feel like Vermilia does it way better, at least in my opinion. But there's just really awesome songs here, like the title track, Ruska, Ruska, Ruska. Like, you're gonna be singing along, even though I don't speak Finnish. I have no idea what it even means. It's just great. You've got a more aggressive song like Maras. Like, the folk instrumentation is great. Overall, the guitar work is awesome as well. Really well done album, especially for one person to write all these songs and play everything on the album. Really awesome stuff. If you like folky black metal with some nice soothing female vocals, go check this album out. Up next at number 27, I'm going with Brymir and Voices in the Sky. Their album that was released August 26th. This is some symphonic melodic death metal. These days I don't listen to a ton of melodic death metal other than maybe some old classics, but honestly there was a lot of good mellow death that came out this year, and this one is my personal favorite. I think this is the best mellow death album of the year. Maybe a bit more of an underrated one as well compared to some of the bigger name bands that released albums. It's got a mix of harsh vocals and clean vocals, and the cleans are really epic. It adds an extra dimension to this material, and these songs are just catchy and so melodic. Go listen to the song Herald of Aegir. Like, that song is an absolutely amazing song. I love the riffs. I love the melody. The chorus is so catchy, it's going to stick in your head. That song alone propelled this album to a high spot, but there's other great songs too. The title track, Voices in the Sky, is awesome. All in all, if you like mellow death and haven't heard this album, go check it out. And if you just haven't heard this album anyways, go check it out. Awesome stuff. Up next at number 26, I'm going with Liminal Shroud and their album All Virtues Ablaze. This was released August 5th. This is some black metal from Victoria, BC in Canada. All these songs are on the lengthier side. This is only 4 tracks, but it's about 40 minutes long. And this just showcases really excellent black metal songwriting. There's tons of variation from song to song, lots of ebbs and flows. There's melodic passages, there's really aggressive passages, there's soothing sections. There's so much melancholy throughout as well. This is probably another somewhat hidden gem, a little bit of an underrated album. Best songs on here, Mists Along Florencia is great, just takes you on a journey. Transmigrations Part 1 and 2 are really lengthy songs to close out the album. Like, all in all, definitely go listen to this album if you're into black metal. It might just really surprise you how good it is. All right, up next at number 25, let's switch gears completely to some death metal with Maul and their album Seraphic Punishment. This was released July 15th. This is some death metal from the USA. And in my opinion, this is one of the best death metal albums of the year easily. And this is their debut full-length. They did have a bunch of like demos and like compilations out before this, but this is their official full-length debut. And wow, heavy and crushing. The vocalist really steals the show here, in my opinion. Just so good. Hits such lows and has some nice range on display too. The title track, Seraphic Punishment, is great. And then the song Repulsive and True is like, Repulsive and True! Just fucking awesome stuff. Crushing, fun death metal, just the way I like it. Really heavy and amazing stuff. If you have not listened to this, go check it out. You will be headbanging in no time. Up next at number 24, let's go with some power metal with Stratovarius and their new album Survive. So this came out September 23rd. Of course, a band that doesn't really need any introduction. This is power metal legends from Finland. And honestly, I had kind of lost interest in this band over the last decade or so. One of the best power metal bands ever over the course of their career for a long time. They had a ton of solid albums, but then their more modern day career wasn't that great, but this one changes that completely. This is an absolutely excellent, triumphant return to form. I feel like every song on here is just catchy and hooky. It feels like every song on here could be a single. Honestly, like they're that catchy and memorable of songs. Like this is their best album in an extremely long time. Since their heyday, this one blows all their other modern albums out of the water. It's not even close. Really solid power metal output here. Favorite tracks, Voice of Thunder, Survive, Demand. But once again, name every song on this album and it sounds like a hit. It's just that strong of a power metal album. Easily a top 5 power metal album of the year. And that's why it's in at number 24. Up next at number 23, I'm going with Blackbraid and their debut full-length Blackbraid I. This was released August 26th. This is a one-man black metal band, kind of atmospheric, melodic black metal, all indigenous themes here, and it's really emotional black metal, and it's just really well done. It's well produced. It's very crisp and clear sound. That might not be for everyone in terms of black metal. Some may like a little more grit to it, but just because this sounds good does not diminish the material. The songs here are very strong. I love the riffs and the drumming. Absolutely awesome. It's just got this majestic feeling throughout and super enjoyable. Best songs on here, The River of Time Flows Through Me, Sakandanga, like all in all, front to back, really solid album. It's even got some nice like folky interludes as well. Really solid stuff. Just missed out on the top 20, but number 23 is still pretty solid, especially for a debut. All right, up next at number 22, we're going with Ironflame and their album Where Madness Dwells. So this was released July 1st. This is another one-man band, but this time on the traditional heavy metal side of things, kind of mixed with a little bit of power metal influence as well. The man behind the band, Andrew DeCagnia, is in a lot of other projects as well. He's the drummer for Nachachwin. He used to be in Obsequiae. He brings in some guests to do like lead guitars in certain parts, but his vocals here are really what steal the show. They're so powerful and soaring. Definitely a big Bruce Dickinson influence and a huge Iron Maiden influence throughout as well. But these songs are just so catchy. this is one of the most replayable albums of the year. Honestly, it's probably one of my most played albums of the year. I just don't get sick of it. I sing along to this at the top of my lungs. Like, these choruses are infectious. They are gonna stick in your head. Awesome, awesome stuff. If you're into traditional heavy metal, definitely check this out. Favorite songs: Under the Spell, Ready to Strike. Like, listen to those couple songs and don't sing. It's impossible. You can't. I don't know how you could listen to it and not sing along. It just wouldn't work. They're that catchy and that good. Anyways, in at number 22. One more album to talk about today. In at number 21, I am going with Bluedot Nord and their album Disharmonium, Undreamable Abysses. This was released on May 20th. So, of course, Bluedot Nord has had a very long and varied career. They change styles from album to album throughout their career, whether it's more on the atmospheric melodic black metal side of things or the avant-garde black metal or industrial side of things. And this kind of combines it all, and this is just all about the atmosphere. It is claustrophobic, it's terrifying, feels like you're listening to it in a cavern. It's just so abrasive yet hypnotic at the same time. Like, this album is made to be listened to as a whole. I'll pick out a couple highlights of favorite songs, but honestly, you got to listen to this as a whole to really get what it's all about. The vocals are kind of pushed to the back, but it's all just about this chaos and the abrasive atmosphere. No one does it better than this. It really captures the atmosphere perfectly. If I had to pick favorite songs, go with Neptune's Eye. Chant of the Deep Ones is great as well. But really, like I said, this whole album is made to be listened to front to back. Really awesome stuff here. I'm surprised it's not in my top 20, but this is so tough ranking at year end. Just missed out, but solid nonetheless. Anything on this list, even in my top 50, is worth checking out. So just because it's not in the top 20, don't take that as a knock. It's a compliment. So anyways, these are the next 10 in my list. Let me know what you thought of these 10 albums down below. Give me your picks. Try to guess what's coming up in my top 20, so you can look forward to that in the next couple days. Tomorrow I will have numbers 20 to 11, and then on Friday I will have my top 10. So until tomorrow, Hammer Heart Metal Reviews out.